Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chelsea and today I am making a travel video. So this is my first sort of travel related video that I've done in a long time and I'm excited to start talking about travel again and I'm feeling very optimistic for the new year. I have been doing a lot of dreaming over the last 8 months about traveling. So as you can imagine, I've come up with quite a few travel plans. So obviously what I decide to do next year is gonna depend on a lot of things. It's gonna depend on what the COVID cases are like in that country, whether the borders are even open, whether COVID is still with us and we're actually able to travel, the time of year, and whether that place is good to travel to at that time of year. So I really have no idea which one of these I'm gonna be doing, but I really hope I can do at least one of these. Okay, so the first travel option is to go to South America. I had been planning a trip to South America with some of my friends who I've actually met from traveling, and we were planning to go in like February 2021. Obviously that's not going to be happening. I don't actually know how long that they were planning on going for, so I would sort of plan this like with them if they want to go, but if they don't want to go then I would plan it as like a solo trip and then they can join if they want to join and for however long they want. The South America trip that I have currently thought of would take me about 2 months, so I don't know whether my friends would want to be traveling for that long, whether they can get time off work and stuff, so they might just want to join for like a couple of weeks and we can plan that as like a separate travel, and then I will see all the places that I didn't see with them on my own. So I would fly into Colombia and do Colombia for 2 weeks, and then I would go down to Ecuador for like 2 or 3 weeks, go in the Amazon rainforest and maybe do like a tour in there, and then I'd also like to go and do the Galapagos Islands. I know that that's very unrealistic with the budget that I will probably have, so I probably won't be able to do that this time. So if I can afford to do the Galapagos Islands, then I would definitely include that in this trip, but I haven't fully looked into the prices of how much it costs. I just know that it is a lot of money, so I don't think I'd be able to do it, but maybe in the future. And then I would head down into Peru, spend another 2 or 3 weeks in Peru because there is so much to do there, and then go down into Bolivia, spend maybe 2 weeks in Bolivia. As I say, I'm gonna have to be very flexible because if my friends do want to join and they don't want to come for 2 months, then I want to go with them to as many places as they want to go, and then I'll do like everything else on my own. Okay, so the third option is to go to Central America. Ever since watching Coco for the first time, I've wanted to go to Mexico for Dia de los Muertos, and that happens obviously over the like Halloween weekend, so I mean I would love to plan the trip so that it falls in that time. So for this trip I would just try and make my way through as many countries in Central America as I can. So I would love to go and do a scuba diving qualification in, is it Utila in Honduras? I have wanted to have a qualification. I have wanted to have a scuba diving qualification for so long, ever since I did it for the first time in Spain, and I have done it only one time since then in Gran Canaria. So yeah, I particularly want to do the scuba diving qualification in Honduras because I have heard that it is pretty much the cheapest place in the world that you can do it, but not only that, it is apparently very beautiful and there is a lot to see over there. So Honduras actually has the second largest barrier reef in the world. You can see turtles, manta rays, and if you're lucky and you're in season, you can even see whale sharks. And apparently the water is pretty warm as well, which is a big bonus. So March to April is apparently the best season to go to see whale sharks, so obviously that won't work out with being able to go to Mexico for Dia de los Muertos. I also don't think that we'll be able to travel by then, but I also saw somewhere that it said around August to September, so I guess I could try and go like to Honduras nearer the start of the travels and then hopefully stay out there long enough that I could make it up to Mexico for Dia de los Muertos. So I'd also like to head to Belize, El Salvador, I can't pronounce this next one, Nicaragua? Is that how you say it? I'm sorry, I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce that. I would love to go to Costa Rica. I've wanted to go to Costa Rica for so long. And then I also would love to go to Panama as well. So basically like every country in Central America. I forgot to say Guatemala. Obviously I want to go to Guatemala, that's like the top of the list. So I would plan to spend around 10 days in each country. I've done a bit of research and I've seen some people have said that 10 days is plenty of time to see like a decent amount of the country because they are quite small. So this trip would take me about 3 months in total. And then if I can get a visa that would allow me to, I'd also like to head to Colombia at the end of this trip or at the beginning of the trip, depending on like Mexico and all the seasons for the whale sharks. I don't know fully how I would arrange it, but also I would just love to go and practice some Spanish in Colombia and just stay there for like a couple of weeks and see a little bit of South America and then do it properly on another trip. Option number 4 is to finally make it to Asia. I have been trying to go to Asia for so many years. I've been making like plans of trips to go with my friend, and then on the way back from Australia, and then I was supposed to go on the way back from Australia this year, but of course COVID happened, so just things keep coming up that mean that I don't end up making it to Asia, and I've been trying for so long to go. It's a continent that I have never stepped foot in properly. I've had layovers there, but I don't count that at all. So maybe 2021 could be the year where I finally get to go. If I do get to go to Asia, I would love to go to Malaysia. So I would love to do Kuala Lumpur specifically, and then also Singapore. And then I have wanted to visit Borneo for so long. There was actually a school trip when I was in school that went to Borneo, but it was like £4,000, and I mean, who has that kind of money? They did say that you could fundraise it, but I knew for a fact that I wouldn't be able to fundraise it, and my mum was like, no, I'm not paying what, £3,500 because you can only fundraise 500. So I didn't get to go. Ever since then, when I found out about Borneo, I've wanted to go. I absolutely love orangutans, so I would love to do like some volunteering in Borneo where I can volunteer with the orangutans, and just, I love orangutans so much. I actually adopted one for Christmas last year, and yeah, I would love to be able to see one actually in person as well. I think it would just be such a dream. So Borneo is high on the list for Asia. If I don't get to go to anywhere else, Borneo is the one place where I really want to go in Asia. I'd also like to go to Indonesia. The only place specifically that I'd like to go in Indonesia is Bali. I wouldn't be opposed to going to somewhere like Jakarta. I do want to go to Bali and Nusa Penida though. And then I also would love to go to the Philippines and do a bit of island hopping. I've again always wanted to go to Philippines, so I would probably fly into Manila and then go off and do a couple of the islands. I'd like to spend about a month in the Philippines. I would get my scuba qualification in the Philippines if I don't get to go to Central America. I'd then, if I get the chance to, love to go to Vietnam. That is again high on the list, and Laos as well. And then Thailand isn't as high on the list, but I would still like to go to Thailand. So in total, I would like to spend 3 weeks in Malaysia. I'd spend a week in Kuala Lumpur, a few days in Singapore because I know how expensive it is and I shouldn't stay there too long, otherwise I will spend all my money there. And then a week and a half in Borneo. I'd like to spend about a week in Nusa Penida and Bali, and then a month in the Philippines. And then I would do 2 weeks in Vietnam, 2 weeks in Laos, and 2 weeks in Thailand, and then a few days to a week or so in Dubai on the way home. So I would sort of get like a stopover in Dubai, but I would book it as like 2 separate flights so I could stay for a couple of days to actually see Dubai, because I've wanted to go to Dubai for so long and I've had a couple of stopovers there, but I've never actually seen any of the country. So in total, this trip would take me about 3.5 to 4 months. And I know that this sounds like a lot of places to go in just 3.5 or 4 months, but these are countries that I've wanted to go to for so long, so I don't mind doing them a little bit quicker than I initially would have liked, just so I can actually get around and see them all, and then I know for sure that I will be going back there in the future as well, so I can do them properly then. I just really want to go to all these countries, so I will be happy to do it a little bit quicker and do it all in one trip. Makes it a bit cheaper as well to do it all in one trip than to keep flying out there. Okay, so then finally I've come up with option number 5 in case like proper international travel isn't allowed. So if we are able to just go around Europe, I just feel like Europe is going to open a lot sooner than the rest of the world. I could be wrong and I hope I'm wrong, but if that is the case and we are allowed to travel within Europe, then there are a few countries that I would really like to go to. I really want to visit Rome. My boyfriend is part Italian and he has family in Rome, and I've been with him for 4.5 years and I have never gone over there to meet his family. I've never even been to Rome. I've been to other places in Italy, but I've never been to Rome. The next place I'd like to go is a Greek island. I'd like to spend just a week in a Greek island. I don't care which one, any of them, whichever one is open for visitors. I just want to go on like a holiday, like a beach holiday in Greece. I'd love to go back and visit all my friends in Paris. I used to work in Disneyland Paris, if you didn't know, so I do have a lot of friends who live there, so I would love to go and stay with one of them for a couple of days. I would love to go to Germany in December to see the Christmas markets. I have wanted to go to Germany to see the Christmas markets for so long, and my mum really wants to go as well, so I'd probably go with my mum. And then I would also love to go to like Norway or Finland during the Christmas time. I would love to see like what it's like to be dark at like 3 p.m. I mean, it's pretty dark here and it's like 2 p.m. right now, but it's just a cloudy day. So I'd love to go there and experience that. I would love to go and see the Northern Lights if possible, so I'd like to spend at least a week there just to increase my chances of seeing them, but I know that they can be quite hard to come by, so I won't hold my breath. I've always wanted to go to Norway, so I won't be disappointed if I don't see the Northern Lights. I would love to go and see the fjords and everything. And then Finland is actually a new addition to the bucket list. And there is a place called, okay, I'm gonna get the pronunciation wrong, so I'm sorry. Rovaniemi? Is that how you say it? Rovaniemi? I'm not sure, but basically it's Santa Claus's home, and I would love to go and see Santa's Christmas village there, just like at Christmas time. I just think it would be the most magical place to spend Christmas. I'd also like to go to Helsinki as well if I do go to Finland. I would love to go to Austria for a long weekend or a week to go skiing. I've never actually gone skiing before, and I don't know why, but I've always particularly wanted to do skiing in Austria. And that's about it for like a European year. I mean, obviously I would love to go to like more places than that, but I think realistically in a year I'm not going to be able to go that many times because I will still be working if that's the case. So I'll just have to sort of go on like my weekends off, especially with COVID, because I probably won't be able to travel until like halfway through the year. Obviously I am making this video being very optimistic, hoping that we will be able to do some sort of travel, but I have got in my head that the worst case scenario is that I won't really be able to do any travelling next year. But looking at the positive side, if I don't get to go travelling next year, I will get to save up a lot of money so I can go travelling in 2022. So, I mean, what's going to happen is going to happen. Hopefully the vaccine will come out and it will work and we will all be back to normal by spring. That is the hope for next year, but obviously we're just going to have to wait and see. No one knows when this virus is going to go away. No one knows how all the vaccines are going to work and everything. So we're just going to have to wait and be patient, keep our fingers crossed that travel can happen next year. So I would love to hear your guys' potential travel plans. So if you want to leave in the comments any countries that you're planning to go to next year, I would love to hear what your travel plans are. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. So I will see you on my next video. Bye everyone.